The war on Tylenol has begun. Never thought I'd say that. Trump and his administration are claiming that acetaminophen, aka Tylenol, used during pregnancy causes autism, despite decades of research showing the painkiller is safe. Global health agencies are already telling people, ignore Trump's claims. They say there's no evidence to back it up.
What? You don't believe Donald Trump when he gives you medical advice?
What a joke.
Dr. Trump?
Yeah, right.
A well-known expert in disease and disease prevention?
Yeah, right.
I mean, come on. This is the guy who very wisely and very smartly told us how to avoid COVID-19 during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah,
right?
just drink bleach.
Swallow bleach. What could be easier? Or swallow a light bulb and have it shine inside of you.
That would
He's
hurt.
the same guy who tried to monger ivermectin, a totally useless cure for COVID-19. You know, he told us, hey, you know, it's just going to, it's like the flu, right?
Right.
No worse. It's just going to disappear in a little while.
What an idiot.
So you wouldn't take medical advice from this guy? Come on. After all, this is the guy who assured us outside of medicine that Barack Obama was really born in Africa, not in Hawaii.
Right.
That he really won in a landslide.
Right.
An election that he lost fair and square, that everybody wanted.
Our dog is scratching
Roe
at the door.
versus Wade overturned.
Right.
That he was going to solve the war in Ukraine in just a single day.
Right.
And even though he didn't do that, he actually solved 7 other wars and should get a Nobel Prize for each one of them. Are you seriously thinking you are not going to take your medical advice from Donald Trump? Are you seriously thinking you should ditch the emails and phone numbers of all your doctors? Forget about them and just rely on what Dr. Donald Trump is telling you. What?
Give me a break, dude.
As you said, every serious scientific group in the country, and you'll see even abroad, I mean, even people abroad have felt we've got to respond to this. This is not a joke, right, Sam?
Right.
This is serious because it affects people's health and lives.
Correct.
And sadly, because he has a huge following who believes everything he says, because he is president of the United States, some people, maybe tens of millions, are going to take seriously the dangerous nonsense that he is spewing. Let's look at some of the reactions to Donald Trump's medical claims. Did you ever hear of the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, Sam?
No.
But you can imagine they're a pretty serious group.
They sound smart.
They are the group of people who specialize in pregnancy and childbirth.
Right.
They may know a little bit more about it than Donald Trump.
No. Donald Trump knows the most about everything. He says that all the time.
Yes.
Nobody knows more about black people than him. No one knows more about pregnancy than him.
No one knows more about the military than him.
Nobody.
I mean, after all, he, was able to get out of the military with bone spurs. Who else could do that?
Right. Good point.
So, yeah, he does know more about this. And here's what this group says. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, in responding to Trump linking Tylenol, or acetaminophen, as you said, in pregnancy to autism, they called it, quote, highly concerning, quote, irresponsible, and, quote, not backed by the full body of scientific evidence, unquote. The report says the group emphasized that more than 20 years of research, as opposed to Donald Trump's feelings, what he feels, show no link between acetaminophen use during pregnancy, autism, attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder, or intellectual disability, specifically pointing to 2 highly qualified studies. Now, Dr. Trump also tells you there's
What?
no downside on this. You can just stop using
cool.
Tylenol and it's irrelevant.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Is that true?
No, of course not.
Here's, again, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, who may have a little better qualifications than Donald Trump. Acetaminophen is one of the few options available to pregnant patients to treat pain and fever, which can be harmful to pregnant people when left untreated, unquote, says Dr. Stephen J. Fleischman, the president, Sam, of the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists.
And doesn't a fever potentially affect the fetus itself, too?
Absolutely. He goes on to say
So you're saying that there is risk, but Trump was full of shit when he was saying there's no risk in not taking it. There's tons of risk in not taking it. The exact opposite of what he was saying.
As always. So, yes, here's what the president of the college goes on to say. Quote, the conditions people use acetaminophen to treat during pregnancies, the conditions that treat it, right? Not the drug. These conditions are far, far more dangerous than any theoretical risks of acetaminophen and could create severe morbidity and mortality. Do you know what morbidity and mortality are?
Bad stuff.
Illness and death can create severe morbidity and mortality for the pregnant person and for the fetus. So you're right.
Ha! I know
The
more than
harm is
Trump.
both to the
Trump.
mother and the fetus.
I know more than Trump. But Dad, Trump was citing these really, scientifical things. He was citing, in terms of autism, he was citing Cuba. He was citing and the Amish community.
Yeah.
That was his reasons to believe that autism is on the rise in the U.S. because Cuba doesn't have many cases and the Amish don't have many cases.
It was interesting, too. He didn't exactly cite a serious scientific study about Cuba, did he? He said there's a rumor that Cuba doesn't have autism. Well, if Cuba doesn't have autism, and who knows what the rumor is or where he got it or anything else, it's just like when it says, a lot of people know,
Right.
Do you think a third world country like that is rigorous in diagnosing and reporting autism?
No.
No. And as far as the Amish are concerned, apparently there is autism.
Oh, so he was just wrong about that.
Just flatly wrong.
But also, the Amish community would be a community that would not diagnose and cite and report.
They're an insular community. I mean, so, what absolute nonsense. Here's another group that might know a little more
Can
about
I be honest with you?
Trump.
I'm not sure if you rambling quotes is that interesting.
What's that?
I'm not sure if you're just going through a list of quotes. I don't think that's very interesting.
I just want to prove the point.
I think people get it. You know what I mean? Like I don't not necessarily that we need to hear 7 quotes from different people saying how bad this thing Trump is doing. Like I think people get it.
You think they get it?
I think they enjoy more an analysis rather than just quoting people.
Well, we did give a lot of analysis, but all right, I won't quote the 4 or 5 other leading authorities who say...
Right, there's a lot of people who are saying this is messed up, shit.
And dangerous, that's the point. Right. It's not just nonsense. Some of the nonsense that Trump puts out is not dangerous because it doesn't actually affect people. It just pumps him up. If I were president, we never would have had the Ukraine war. No, much more likely, if you were president, Putin would own Ukraine and be going after the NATO countries.
Everybody's saying they like the quotes.
I thought they might.
All right, read a couple more.
I got to find them.
You guys want the quotes? You'll get the quotes.
Cold water on them.
Everybody's saying I like
the American Academy of Pediatrics, the nation's leading group representing pediatricians. And who do pediatricians treat, Sam?
Dolphins.
So they should know a little bit more than Donald Trump. This is now in the area of vaccines. Studies have repeatedly found no credible link between life-saving childhood vaccines and autism. This research...
Autism. What's autism? What's autism?
Autism. This research, now in many countries involving thousands of individuals, has spanned multiple decades. Any effort to misrepresent sound, strong science poses a threat to the health of children. So it's not just his attack on Tylenol, his attack on childhood vaccines as well, making also this completely bogus claim that they cause autism. And the American Academy of Pediatrics says not only is it absolute poppycock, it is dangerous. And pediatricians know that children's immune systems perform better after vaccination against serious contagious diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and hepatitis B. Spacing out or delaying vaccines means children will not have immunity against these diseases at times when they are most at risk.
Right. We should add for context, the press conference they had on Monday was about Tylenol, but I also went into vaccines in general and all this stuff about how many vaccines you get at once and all this vaccine rabbit hole stuff.
Yes. And here's the other report. Studies have identified autism in Amish children, and not all Amish children are unvaccinated. So much for the great example of the Amish to support his points.
I'm sorry, but if you're sitting at home and you listen to that press conference and you go, you know what, I'm not going to take Tylenol and I'm not going to get vaccinated because Cuba and the Amish.
Yes.
I mean, it's almost satire. It's so ridiculous.
It is absurd on its face.
And a lot of people, I know a lot of people also, a lot of anti-vax people claim, well, the numbers in the U.S. have skyrocketed. Again, that's because awareness, documentation, diagnoses of these of things like autism have risen.
Right.
That's the reason why there's more autism cases.
And there is better evidence, although by no means conclusive, that environmental pollution, which is contrary to everything Trump is doing, he's doing nothing about protecting the environment, that environmental pollution may be much more credible as a link to autism, although, again, the studies are not conclusive. There is, at this point, no credible, decisive evidence pinpointing any single cause of autism. And again, with respect to the vaccines, the authorities said, what he's saying about Tylenol is dangerous, not just nonsense,
right,
like swallowing bleach, which people aren't going to do anyway. It's dangerous because people are going to believe it and they're going to stop using it. And the authorities say that risks disease, injury of some kind, and even death to the mother and the child. And you saw the Pediatric Society saying, whenever you cast any shade on vaccines, it gives a much higher risk of children getting one of these horrific diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and hepatitis B. I think I've said this before, but as an historian, I'm not a medical professional, but I'm a historian. I've studied this. There are really three things that have enormously skyrocketed life expectancy from the 30s to the 70s. Better sanitation and understanding of hygiene. Antibiotics and vaccines.
Right.
Trump doesn't want to take us back to the 1950s. He wants to take us back to the 1750s, before all of this medical knowledge that has been so beneficial in improving the well-being and the life of literally hundreds of millions of people, not only in the U.S., but around the world. And what's he doing around the world in terms of life-saving medicines? Canceling them for no good reason. Thanks for watching our video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and become a member today.